we begin to realize that maybe some of the reality, some of the stuff that we have been given as our truth, we don't believe. There's a difference between your beliefs and your truth. And one of the great freedom steps is to look in you and say, where's my truth? And where is, and I have to give credit, I have to attribute this, David is a great word. What is mine and what is cargo? Cargo is stuff you carry for other people. You got your own baggage, but cargo isn't even yours. It's something somebody else gave you to haul around. And the greatest freedom comes when you can look at this and say, no offense, Grandpa so-and-so, but I really don't believe that anybody who's not a Catholic is going to go to hell. I think I'll let go of that. No offense, Grandma such and such, but I don't really think that because my parents were married outside of the church, they're all going to fry. You know, those were easy ones for me to let go of. A couple years ago, as I said, it's like pulling out your wallet and taking out the expired membership cards and throwing them away. So the one I threw away 3 years ago when my dad died was, I'm the oldest kid, and I'm my membership in, I'm the oldest kid and I'm responsible for all the rest of the club. I was 66 years old. The youngest one of us was 50. Didn't need me anymore to take care of him, didn't want me to take care of him. But the truth that I had been given, the belief, was that that was my responsibility. My dad, the day before he died, said to me, promise me you'll take care of your brothers and sisters. And,
oh, sorry, Dad.
Yeah. Well, actually, I sat there, I mean, it was just like in a movie. He's sitting in his chair, and I'm sitting on the floor with my head in his lap, and he says, promise me you'll take care of them. And I thought, oh my God, not again. And I looked at him and I said, no. And it was like, oh my God, I killed my dad. I said, no. And he looked at me and he said, but I always counted on you. I always knew that if I had to go someplace, you'd be here and you would take care of them and they'd be safe and all that. And I said, Dad, Bill's 50. They don't want me to do this. I don't want to do it. They don't like it when I try. And he looks at me and he goes, oh, well, it was worth a try. And then, like a couple hours later, I'm talking to my brother. There's 3 girls and 3 boys. So I'm the oldest girl and he's the oldest surviving boy. And he comes in and he goes, did Dad lay that trip on you about taking care of us? And I said, yeah. Well, he said to me, Linda wouldn't promise me, so will you do it? I mean, really. One of the great gifts that he gave me was to ask that question, so I had a chance to say no. So, I mean, that's a simple belief that I had taken on as truth. There are other beliefs that were rampant in parts of my family, such as, and when my parents were married, my father's mother said to him, Russ, I would rather you married a coal-black N-word than to marry a Catholic. She believed that the Catholics had guns buried in their basement, and when the Pope gave the word, they were all going to come up and take over the government. She totally believed that. That was her truth. Now, it was really easy for me to let go of that. But there were other ideas and other beliefs about what was my responsibility and who was I, that it took me. I was in my 60s when I realized one day that most of the decisions I was making in my life were made with a committee behind me telling me what to do, and most of them were dead. It was so freeing, and I think the older you are when that happens, the more power it has. But there's beliefs and there's truth. And so your journey is to find your truth and to stand in it. Because, and some of you have heard this, when you stand in your truth, the whole universe is more aligned with truth. So if you're not standing in your truth, the whole universe is out of whack. That's your responsibility to find, because you are here to be a physical manifestation of love, to make loving choices, to create love in the world, to grow God, if you want to look at it that way. The universe is expanding. Every time you make a loving choice, every time you choose to love yourself or somebody else, and you choose to ask for what you really want, which says, I'm a powerful spiritual being and I have a right to ask for this, and I am representing love in this space, and I'm asking for this because I love myself and I think this is what will make me happy. The universe expands. God expands. There's more. That's true. It doesn't serve anybody for you to do without. There's an unlimited amount of energy and love in the universe. It's what it's made up of. Love holds the world together. There's enough for everybody. And you can create more every time you choose to do something from a place of love for yourself or anybody else. You are continually manifesting in your life. You know, I love Mike Dooley's comment. Thoughts are things, choose the good ones. And one of the guys that I went through coaches training with says, it's all made up, so make up the good stuff. And it is, it's all made up. You are creating your own reality. So create a good one.
And surround yourself with stuff you love.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can't starve yourself enough to feed somebody else, and you can't unlove yourself enough to get somebody else to live it in. You've got to love yourself. You've got to think it's okay to give yourself what you want. Because if you're really asking from your heart, you're never going to want something that's not going to be for the greater good. You want clarity so that you can be in the world in service. You want to feel like your life is stable and grounded and solid so that you can give out into the world that which is given to you. Those are not selfish things. You can ask for whatever you want, because when you drill down to what you really want, it's going to be something that will bring you into the world